Good morning, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer for today, Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. We apologize for the slight delay. We'll try to get started in the next few minutes, about 10:12, 10:15 at the latest. We should get started. Today's agenda is relatively a short agenda. Item number 1 will be presented by myself and Jessica Castro or Matthew Castellanos. Item number 2 will be presented by Norman Mundy. Item 3 will be presented by Patrick Schmidt. Item 4 will be presented by myself. Item 5, Fernando Gonzalez. We are waiting for Fernando. If not, Ronald, if you can hear me, Ronald Mayuyu, if you can let us know who a backup person would be for item number 5, or if you can present item number 5, and we can do that through Zoom. And if no presenter or if no backup, then we will ask for that item to be continued to the first meeting. Actually, we can continue it to next Wednesday, the 21st.
Yeah, Fernando, I can. This is Ron Mayuyu. I can present item number 5 if Fernando won't be able to make it.
Okay, thank you, Ron. So I'll put you as a backup, and then you can present it through Zoom. Thank you, Ronald. Item number 6, Octavio Murillo. Item number 7 and 8, no presenters are required for those items. For Bureau Representatives, Aida Valencia, Ruben Flamenco, Ron, Sean, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Should the board have any questions for your Bureau, we will open up the audio lines for you at that time. Again, this is for Bureau Representatives. At this time, we're going to go ahead and identify any callers from the general public that would like to provide general public comment or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda. If you can please raise your hand at this time by pressing *9, or if you're joining us through the Zoom application, you can click the raise hand icon located towards the lower right-hand side of your screen. If you're a member of the general public that is inside the board session room at City Hall, there are speaker cards located towards the back end of the room. You can go ahead and fill one of those speaker cards and hand that over to me, and we will add you to the queue for general public comment. Again, this is for members of the general public that would like to provide general public comment or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda. If you can please raise your hand at this time by pressing *9. Click the raise hand icon if you're joining us through the Zoom application, or submit a speaker card if you're in the boardroom. Last call for general public comments or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda. If you can please raise your hand. Click the raise hand icon if you're joining us through Zoom, or submit a speaker card for general public comment or commentary on any of the items. Seeing no hands raised at this time, we'll move forward with testing our audio equipment and mics for our commissioners. We'll start with you, Commissioner Corzine. Can we just test your microphones for us?
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. And VP Villegas, good morning to you. Just testing your audio.
Good morning.
Good
Teresa
morning.
Villegas.
And President Garcia.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, President Garcia, and we can hear you loud and clear. And Dr. Davis?
Good morning,
Oh,
Dr.
can
Campos.
you turn on your mic? Is your mic on?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. We can hear you. Thank you. And Mr. Jordan?
Good morning.
Good morning. And President Garcia, we are missing Commissioner Reyes. She is in the room. I think she stepped out for a few minutes. If you'd like, we can get started, or we can wait another minute or two for her.
Let's wait 1 minute.
We'll wait 1 minute.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
Maybe we can text her and let her know we're ready.
Perfect.
Okay.
Welcome, Commissioner Reyes. If we can just test your microphone for us. If you can just...
Testing.
Testing. Thank you very much. We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much. President Garcia, you do have all commissioners in the room. I can go ahead and start the recording for you.
Yes, I'm ready.
President Garcia, you are now in record mode.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, December 14, 2022. Dr. Campos?
Good morning, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer, establishing roll call and quorum. We have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis, and Commissioners Corzan and Reyes. President Garcia, you do have a quorum this morning. President Garcia, we do not have any callers on the line under general public comment. We also have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and no speaker cards for any of the items submitted as of now.
Great, thank you for that, Dr. Campos. Given that we don't have anyone on public comment's now officially closed. Now, moving on to our first item of today's business, which is the approval of the minutes for Wednesday, November 30th of 2022. Is there a second to my motion to move this item forward and forthwith?
Second.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by VP Villegas to move the approval of the minutes forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Dr. Campos. Colleagues, welcome to today's meeting. It is nice to have you all here in person, and for those that are joining us on our Zoom, we're doing a hybrid approach as we've been doing for the past couple of weeks. So it's getting close to holidays. Just want to say that our last meeting of the year will be December 21st, so next Wednesday will be our last meeting for year, and we will return on January 11th. Just then, Vice President Villegas will chair next Wednesday's meeting, and then we'll call it for the year. But if you have to submit anything before then, please do so. You have a couple of hours at this point. I want to take, colleagues, we're going to deviate a little bit from the agenda again. We have a very special presentation today from the ITA department here in the House. We have Ted Ross, our General Manager for the Department of Information Technology for the city. General Manager Ted Ross, welcome to our chambers. Happy to have you here.
Excellent. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Madam President, honorable board members. As you know, we live in a digital era. We were in a digital era before the pandemic, and it's only been accelerated during the pandemic. We know that digital technologies, whether it's in your bureaus or across the city of Los Angeles, offer tremendous opportunity for transparency, for accessibility, and entirely new services to the residents of Los Angeles. But we also know that with digital technology also becomes digital crime. And so cybersecurity becomes an extremely important facet. So on one hand, we are digitizing and transforming the way government operates. On the other hand, we are protecting our residents' digital assets. We have credit card information, we have health information, we have employee information. We have a very long list of what's really important to secure at the same time as we transform. We're reminded of the fact that across the globe, over 30,000 websites are hacked daily. And we also know the fact that 96% of data breaches are often involve the human factor. Somebody clicked on an email, somebody downloaded a file they shouldn't have downloaded, which allows cyber criminals to get beyond cyber defenses and cause a breach. Towards that end, the Information Technology Agency has been doing extensive training, phishing email exercises. Some of you have seen a suspicious email in your inbox. At times, that's us. And we're just doing it to help raise awareness and to make people more effective and more efficient on how they prevent cybercrime. I'm very proud to announce that this year, through our We Secure LA program, we have announced a winner who happens to be someone in the Board of Public Works. And so I'd like to introduce Oscar Jaimes, who some of you may already know, an accountant with the Board of Public Works. Oscar is our top prize winner in this year's Cybersecurity Awareness Program. We had more than 25,000 employees participate, and here we have Oscar. He is one of 19 Gold Digital Badge awardees across the city. The Public Works Board understands, in addition to Oscar and folks like Oscar, we know the Public Works Board understands the importance of cybersecurity and preparedness. I'm proud to say that the Public Works Board has 3 of the 19 Gold Badge winners from across the city. Among medium-sized departments, Public Works Board has one of the best phishing exercise success rates. The Bureau of Engineering does also quite well. Among large city departments, they have 2 of the Gold Badge awardees. They have reported this year alone 621 suspicious emails through our Or Fish Alarm? Fish Alarm. I want to get it right. I know what the icon looks like, but I want to get the name right. Through the Fish Alarm icon, they reported 621 suspicious emails, and they had 127 employee appearances at our cybersecurity webinars. I can't help but give a shout out to the Bureau of Sanitation. They, among the largest employee departments, they had 3 gold badge awardees, and the Public Works Bureau of Contract Administration has one of the highest bonus training completions of any department. Now, simply recognizing the great work that Oscar has done just goes part of the way. So what we did was we know that we can't use city funds to buy something to give. So ITA management took up a collection so we could buy Oscar a little something that could remind him that his hard work has paid off and that we sincerely appreciate the work he's done to be a great cybersecurity professional in the work that he does. So Oscar, you have got a brand new 9th generation iPad for you to use and enjoy. It's all yours. And it's just another special thank you for what you've done, for putting the time in, putting the energy in, learning what you can, and being just a great, knowledgeable cybersecurity professional who happens to be an accountant in the Board of Public Works. So here you are, Oscar. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted, for being here this morning and presenting this award. Very special. Oscar, do you want to say a couple words, or anybody in your staff, Ted? Please feel free.
I just want to say thank you for this. I know cybersecurity is important. It's been more important since the pandemic where we have to work from home. And because we're accountants, we process so much sensitive information in PII. It's great to have ITA that helps us keep up with the latest phishing scams, knowledge of what they're trying to do and how they're trying to trick us. And the phishing, every time I click on the fish alarm and I get it right, it's really good when I get that second email that says, congratulations, you successfully participated in the fish alarm exercise.
Wow, well, we have a lot to learn from you. Very nice. Thank you so much. Colleagues, anybody want to share some special words to our winner, Oscar? We're so very proud that you represent us so well in such a large scale. Thank you so much for being very efficient and making sure that we understand, that you have understood also what this entire program that you have going on, Ted. Thank you for also keeping us on our toes and making sure that we also don't fall into any cyber type of theft.
And Madam President, I hate to say, the emails are only getting harder. And so
Very
I
true.
saw one just recently regarding a hotel room that made me think twice.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just letting you know, the exercises only get harder, but it's all for our benefit.
Agreed, very much. Thank you so much. Colleagues, yes, I have Dr. Campos, and then I think Dr. Davis, and VPV, and Commissioner Corson. So we'll start this way right now.
Thank you, Madam President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. Ted Ross, congratulations and thank you for being here and also joining us today, this morning, to present the award to Oscar Jaimes. Oscar, congratulations as well to you, because not only does this reflect your hard work and your attention to cybersecurity and keeping us safe, but it also reflects on the work that the ITA agency is doing for us, keeping us safe for the city as a whole. So Oscar, you're keeping us safe at the Board of Public Works, the Department of Public Works, and Ted is keeping us safe at the citywide level. So thank you both on getting us here. Just commissioners, also, every month we get a cybersecurity report that comes out through the ITA, and this month we scored a 260. Our target rate is 300. Anything less than 300 means that we're much better than the target risk area that ITA has set. So we are definitely below that score. Below is a good thing. And so anything under 300 is a good job well done from the Department of Public Works, or the the Board of Public Works specifically. So Oscar, you have contributed to that score. So as you become aware of cybersecurity and reporting the phishing exercises, and others within the Board of Public Works, as they report those exercises as well and participate in those exercises, our score becomes even lower. So congratulations again, and thank you for helping us reaching that score. And one thing I do want to share, citywide, I think it's the 380, and Ted, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's about 380 points is what citywide departments on average are reaching. So we are definitely more than 100 points less than the city average, and at least 40 points less than the ITA target rate that they have set for us. So again, Oscar, thank you for helping us reach our score, and congratulations also of being one of the 19 Gold Digital Badge Award winners. So congratulations out of 25,000, so that's amazing. And President Garcia, we also have Miguel de la Peña, who's our Director of Accounting, and
That's
Jenny
right.
Tam in the room, if we can open up the mics for them as well, if that's possible.
Yes, please, Miguel
Well,
de la
thank
Peña.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fernando, Dr. Campos, for the opportunity, and congratulations, Oscar. This is wonderful. This is actually a testament of Oscar's dedication. And I also would like to thank Mr. Ross for the opportunity, not so much for the opportunity, but for that program,
Yeah.
because it actually engages, it provides for employee engagement, and actually recognition and rewards. It's critical for us to feel not rewarded and appreciated as employees, and I think this goes a long way. Thank you so much, Mr. Ross, and thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Miguel, for your contribution there. I just want to say for folks that can't see us in the room, there's a big sign that says, "Congratulations, Cyber Champ 2022." You're a Cyber Champ, Oscar. Commissioner Reyes? Oh, sorry, I don't know if you had your light on or not.
I just want to echo what Dr. Campos has said and our President Garcia. You always have to challenge us, ITA, because the technology and the scamming opportunities are way out and are on the rise. And the city government is especially vulnerable because we provide the services and we have the data and we have all of that data structure that we're protecting. So thank you, ITA, for doing your job, and thank you for our talented folks who are really stepping up and really protecting us, which will enable us to do our jobs better.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Davis?
Yes, I too would like to, first of all, congratulate Oscar for being an exemplar in terms of being able to practice those things that are critically important for cybersecurity. And it is wonderful to know that the various bureaus of the Board of Public Works are in compliance with the goals that we seek for ourselves. And I'd like to thank Ted and the leadership he provides in increasing the awareness of all of the city employees about, again, how critically important it is for us to engage in practices that will help us to secure cybersecurity in our environment. So again, we are proud of the work and the accomplishments that we are making, and we look forward to increasing our own individual knowledge and continuing to comply and to, Ted, reach the goals that you have set for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Commissioner Corson, and then we'll end with Vice President Villegas.
Thank you. First of all, I think our Oscar should be holding that sign so we can get that photo, because he is the cyber champ. Second, as you were mentioning the hotel phishing, I got one from booking.something, and it's relentless. And, you know, just more than protecting the board office, I think there's like 30,000 city emails, ITA overseas. I think that's like the minimum, right? That's the low. So it's remarkable. So to have an army of city individuals with city accounts who are on the forefront of fighting this for the rest of us, like me, who have no idea what a fish alarm is and don't do anything other than hit delete. So for those of us who are passive participants in the phishing war, Oscar, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for keeping my email inbox safe. And I hope there's a bigger prize if he wins next year too. So maybe a MacBook next year. No pressure. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump on the and say congratulations and thank you, Ted, also for just helping us. And when I saw you right now, I'm like, oh, I see all your trainings. I see you virtually. So it's nice to be able to see you in person, but also just to be able to recognize our staff is truly special. So congratulations. Thank you.
With that, thank you so much. With that, if it's okay, we'll take pictures over here. Bring the CyberChamp sign with you, and we'll take some pictures on the back. Commissioners, if you can join us, please. Folks on the web right now or on the Zoom, it's just going to take a 5-minute break for pictures. Thank you. Dr. Campos, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Let me go ahead and start the recording for you, Madam President. Madam President, the recording is back on. I can go ahead and establish quorum for you. It's 10:33 a.m. Establishing roll call. Good morning, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. Reestablishing quorum at 10:33 a.m. We have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis, and Commissioners Corzan and Reyes. President Garcia, you do have a quorum.
Great, thank you, Dr. Campos, for that. Colleagues, it's always so nice to celebrate. I'm glad we were able to squeeze that in and make sure that we highlight the good work that our colleagues and our staff here in Puerto Public Works really do. We have a very large accounting team, just FYI, so even within that team, he came out the winner. So it's a really joy and a pleasure to have a winner citywide, a cyber champ within us. Thank you for ITA. All right, well, like always, transitioning from a recognition to business is always very hard, but we do have bids in order that some folks are waiting to receive the bids. So with that, I'll start with item number 1. These are bids received at 10 a.m. for the following public works projects. Sidewalk Repair Program Package Number 62, Work Order E1908792, for an estimate amount of $7,346,375 in Council Districts 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Project number 2, Traffic Signal Backlog Reduction Project, Phase 1 and Vision Zero Traffic Signal Improvements. Work Order E1908997, estimate amount of $4,476,315 in Council Districts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, and 15. And third project, Highway Safety Improvement Project, Program Project Cycle 8, New Signal Access Ramps, 10 intersections, Federal Project Number HSI PL 5006, Work Order E1908553, for an estimate amount of $3,413,581 in Council Districts 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 15. And with that, I turn it over to Dr. Campos and Mr. Castellanos for bid openings.
Good morning, everyone. Again, Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. We will go ahead and start with the bid openings this morning. Again, we'll go ahead and start with the first project, and that is the Sidewalk Repair Program Package Number 62. We did receive 2 bids for this proposal. The first bid received is from Geronimo Concrete Incorporated for a total bid amount of $7,279,745.12. That is 7279745.12, and that is from Geronimo Concrete Incorporated. The second and final bid received for the first project is from Access Pacific Incorporated for a total bid amount of $6,791,875.60. That is 6791875.60 from Access Pacific Incorporated. President Garcia and Commissioners, that concludes the bid openings for the first project. We will go ahead and open up the bids for this second project. The second project on the agenda, again, is for the Traffic Signal Backlog Reduction Project, Phase 1, and Vision Zero Traffic Signal Improvements. We did receive 1 bid for this project. The first and only bid for the second project is from International Line Builders Incorporated, doing business as ILB Electric, for a total bid amount of Give me 1 second, I'm going through each page. For a total bid amount of $6,406,952 even. That is 6406952 from International Line Builders Incorporated, doing business as ILB Electric. For the record, line item number 88 and 170 has been lined out, and both lines have been initialed by the contractor. President Garcia and Commissioners, that does conclude the bid openings for the second project. We will go ahead and open up the bids for the third project listed on the agenda, and that, again, that is for the Highway Safety Improvement Program, Project Cycle 8. We did receive 1 bid for the third and final project on the agenda. We'll go ahead and read that into the record. The first and only bid for the third project is from Access Pacific Incorporated for a total bid amount of $4,855,543 even. That is 4855543 from Access Pacific Incorporated. President Garcia and Commissioners, that does conclude the bid openings for the third project, and it also concludes all bid openings for today's agenda. We will require a motion to open, accept, and declare these bids.
Is there a motion on the table to open, accept, and declare all three bids? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by VP Villegas to move item number 1 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulations now. We'll start with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
Vice President Villegas,
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis, Commissioner Corzan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Castellanos. Moving on to item number 2, this is a request from the Bureau of Engineering in Council District 4. This is a sole source task order solicitation, WSP USA Environment and Infrastructure, Inc., pre-qualified on-call consultants list, Los Angeles Zoo Vision Plan Project, recommending the board to 1, authorize the city engineer to issue a sole source task order to WSP USA Environment and Infrastructure, Inc., formerly Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions, Inc., from the pre-qualified on-call environmental documentation consultant list to provide additional environmental support services for the Los Angeles Zoo Vision Plan Project with a budget authority not to exceed $43,068. And we have Mr. Mundy here this morning. Welcome, sir. I haven't seen you in person for a very long time. Good to see you.
It's nice to see everybody in person as well. Norman Mundy, Bureau of Engineering, Environmental Management Group. And the item today has to do with environmental documentation for the Los Angeles Zoo Vision Plan. And just a little bit of background on the project. The Los Angeles Zoo has prepared what they call a vision plan, which is a master plan that will guide development at the zoo for the next 20 to 30 years. The vision plan is subject to the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA, and Bureau of Engineering is assisting the Zoo Department in preparing the CEQA document, which in this case is an environmental impact report. And the environmental impact report is the most extensive CEQA document. Way back in 2018, BOE issued a task to Wood Environment and Infrastructure to assist in preparation of the EIR. The task amount was just under $960,000. Since then, Wood has been working on the EIR and has expended the entire initial task amount. Just a note of clarification here, Wood has changed their name since the award of the original task. Wood has changed their name and is now known as WSP USA. While WSP Wood was preparing the draft EIR, there was an unusual development. As a result of public comment and stakeholder input, and after a draft EIR had been published, the zoo developed a new project alternative. And this new alternative was intended to address issues of concern that were identified during the EIR process. And the zoo believes this new alternative is an improvement over the proposed project. The new alternative also must be analyzed for CEQA. This resulted in new additional work that was required of WSP. So we are requesting a new sole source task be issued to Wood for $43,068 to complete the work. This task would be performed under BOE's pre-qualified on-call contract with Wood. In order to keep the work moving without interruption, BOE requested authorization from our lead commissioner, Vice President Villegas, to issue an NTP immediately. The approval was received and the NTP was issued. And now we're returning to the board to formally request authorization to issue the task. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mundy, for that. Any questions, colleagues? Dr. Davis, I see your light on. No?
You mentioned that the administration, I guess, at the zoo made a discovery of, and it had findings that they felt would be more effective than the original proposed plan. Are you at liberty to elaborate or conceptualize for us what that discovery entails and how it appears to be fulfilling the gap that was left with the existing proposal?
Yes, certainly, Commissioner. The discovery during the EIR process was based on public comment and input from stakeholder groups. And the two issues identified during that public comment process had to do with biological resources and transportation impacts from the project. And the new alternative is intended to lessen impact to biological resources by preserving a certain amount of habitat that exists within the zoo. And then secondly, in terms of transportation impacts, the original project proposal had a parking structure, an above-grade parking structure. And the new project alternative implements traffic management and transportation demand programs that will reduce the need for that public parking structure. So the public parking structure is not part of the new alternative. And the zoo thinks both those things are positive outcomes.
And so this company that we're going to hire will examine our findings to find out if they are not only valid, but that they are reliable in terms of coming to the same conclusion after they do their study. Is that?
Actually, the firm that we're going to issue this sole source contract to has been previously working on the project, and they were the ones that we hired back in 2019 to do the EAR. So it's the same company. We just need a little bit of extra budget to get us to the finish line and finish up the process.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Commissioner Corson.
Thank you. What is the timeline for this portion of the EIR?
We are anticipating that this portion will be finished in February of next year, and then the EIR can be taken to the City Council for their certification.
And what is the timeline with that, and then after that?
After that, at the same time the City Council hears or certifies the EIR, if they do so, they will approve the project at that point, and then construction can start.
Okay. And then does BOE continue to play a part in that, or is that something that once it's completed, it goes to a third party?
We anticipate that BOE will be playing a role in the design of the project. And so BOEs will continue to work on the project in that context as the designer for the project. And we'll be working with the zoo as our client in that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. I don't see any other questions, colleagues. I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm excited to see, although I have not seen the big vision plan for the zoo quite yet, is there a way we can get a briefing on that? Maybe, I don't know if other commissioners have seen it before or not, but is there a way that we can get a briefing for commissioners on the zoo project overall, the big project?
Certainly, we can do that for you, Commissioner.
Okay. I think we'll welcome that if it's not too late for at the beginning of January of next year.
We'd be happy to do that. That's, yes.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'll make sure we set that up for you.
Yeah, I know I want it. I don't know if other colleagues want it, but I want to make sure that we know where we're at.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, colleagues, any other questions, concerns, comments, or objections on item number 2? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 2 forward and forthwith?
So move.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Thank you, Dr. Davis. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Vice President Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 2 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mundy, for being here this morning. Your item's now approved and forward and forthwith. All right, thank you. Moving on, colleagues, to item number 3. Today we have Mr. Patrick Smith here on behalf of the Bureau of Engineering. Mr. Smith, I'm going to read the top since, you
apologize, I know it's long.
I saw that. I know. I talked to the city attorney this morning about making sure I fulfilled every need here. But he said in his recommendation this morning it was okay if I only read the top. So that's what I'll do. And I'm sure our colleagues have read the rest of it. If not, we're going to have a very long time here reading it. So I'll start with the top, Mr. Smith, and then you can go through the details. How's that?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. This is a request from the Bureau of Engineering in all council districts, a sole source task order solicitation, AECOM Technical Services, Inc., Converse Consultants, Tetra Tech, BAS, Inc., and WSP USA, Inc., 2022 to 2027, pre-qualified on-call geotechnical and environmental services consultant list for Southwest District Maintenance Yard, Fire Station Number 3, Western District Refuse Yard, Lancet Industrial Development, Paseo del Mar, White Point Permanent Restoration Project, and Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant Perimeter Road Improvements Construction Phase. And we have 6 recommendations that are being made to the board that our colleagues have, I'm sure, read through, and Mr. Smith is going to go into details with each and one of them.
Thank you, President Garcia. So this board report is to essentially sole source these task orders, as President Garcia just said, for 6 projects. So essentially, we're just transitioning ongoing work from the expiring contracts to the new contracts that were just put into place effective November 2nd of 2022. So the 2017 to 2022 pre-qualified on-call geotechnical environmental services consultant contracts expired today, December 14, 2022. In preparation of the expiration of these contracts, the BOE started working on the establishment of the new contracts back in 2020. On March 26, 2021, the board authorized the city engineer to advertise and issue a request for qualifications to provide geotechnical environmental consulting services on a pre-qualified as-needed basis. The city engineer was also authorized to negotiate a personal services contract with each of the selected consultant firms. On July 15, 2022, the board authorized the city engineer to execute personal services contracts with 12 firms that were selected for the 2022 through 2027 pre-qualified on-call geotechnical environmental services consultants list. In accordance with the expiring contracts, the 2017 to 2022 pre-qualified on-call list, we did issue task orders for these 6 projects to the firms listed in the board report. Now I'll go through briefly a little description of each of the 6 projects. The first one is the Southwest District Refuse Yard, which is a Bureau Street Services truck maintenance, refueling, and overnight parking facility for city vehicles. AECOM has been conducting groundwater and soil remediation and quarterly reporting. This work is mandated and required by the Los Angeles Regional Water Quality Control Board due to the existence of a previous underground tank that leaked at the site. So in this board report for this project, we're requesting that we be able to issue a sole source DOS to continue this work on the new contract to the same firm, AECOM, with new contract number C141861 with a not to exceed amount of $18,435. Excuse me. Number 2 is fire station number 3, which is an active fire station located at 108 North Fremont Avenue. This facility has firefighting personnel, firefighting apparatus storage, and fire truck storage and refueling. AECOM is also conducting semi-annual groundwater monitoring reporting, a pilot study work plan development, and related disposal services for this project. This work is also mandated by the Los Angeles Regional Water Quality Control Board, also due to a previous underground tank leakage at the site. This board report is requesting that we be able to issue a sole source TOS for the continuation of this work under the new contract, contract number C-141861, with a not to exceed amount of $50,000. The third project is the Western District Refuse Yard, a Bureau of Sanitation truck maintenance, refueling, and overnight parking facility for city vehicles. Converse Consultants is conducting groundwater monitoring, remediation, reporting, and related services for this site. This work is also mandated by the Los Angeles Regional Water Quality Control Board due to a previous underground tank release at the site. This board report is requesting that we be able to issue a sole source TOS for the continuation of this work on the new pre-qualified on-call contract list, contract number C-141862, with a not to exceed amount of $395,000. The fourth one is the Lancet Industrial Development Site, which is a 10-acre city-owned property. Tetra Tech Boss Incorporated is providing groundwater monitoring, reporting, and related services for this project, also mandated by the Los Angeles Regional Water Quality Control Board. This one is as a result of chlorinated solvents being detected in the groundwater beneath the site. We're seeking authority to issue a sole source TOS for the continuation of this work under the new PQOC list, contract number C-141868, with a not to exceed amount of $40,000. The fifth project is the Paseo Del Mar Permanent Restoration Project, which consists of the design of a bridge to span a landslide that damaged approximately 400 feet of Paseo Del Mar. AECOM has been providing design services for this project. In this board report, we're seeking the continuation of this work as a sole source TOS on the new contract, contract number C-141861, with not to exceed amount of $73,000. And the last project is the Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant Perimeter Road Improvements Project. This project consists of improvements to the perimeter road along the east side of the treatment plant site. Wood Environmental Infrastructure Solutions Incorporated has been providing the required inspection services for the project. Wood was acquired by WSP USA, who is now on the 2022-2027 pre-qualified on-call list. So we are seeking the authority to issue a new TOS sole source to WSP under the new contract, contract number C-141865, with a not to exceed amount of $50,000. Under the previous contracts, the contracts expiring today, we did, these task orders were subject to WBE, MBE, SBE, EBE, DBBE, and OBE subcontractor outreach program requirements. The city's anticipated participation percentages for the task orders were 13% MBE, 4% WBE, 25% SBE, 8% EBE, 3% DVBE, and 0% OBE, respectively. For the new pre-qualified on-call consulting contracts, the anticipated participation levels are 18% MBE, 4% WBE, 25% SBE, 8% EBE, 3% DVBE, and 0% OBE. In this board report, the total of all these projects, the 6 projects, we're seeking authority to issue a total funding for these projects not to exceed $626,435. And funding is provided for each of these 6 projects as noted in the board report for the different funds. As many of you are aware, the environmental sites of underground tank contamination projects, which are 4 of the 6 projects in this board report, they're ongoing projects. We have to annually go before the board to extend the funding as we get the appropriations from the CEO and the annual budget each year. So some of those, a few of those 4 will be coming before the board again to increase the budget authority in the upcoming months to continue the work through 2023. That concludes my board report. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I appreciate you going into details on this. And just to be clear on this, it's not that we're providing new sole source. These are continuing work, and we need to just extend the period and add an additional task order. Is that correct?
100% correct.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, any questions on this item? I don't see any questions, comments, concerns, or objections. Hearing none, it's going to be easy, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
Is there a motion on the table to move item number 3 forward and forthwith?
So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second? Second. I hear Dr. Davis. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 3 forward and forthwith.
Yes, we'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. Good seeing you and happy holidays.
Yep, thank you. Happy holidays, and I plan on seeing you next week.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, bye.
All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 4. This is on the from the executive offices here at the Board of Public Works in all council districts. This is a Board of Public Works holiday and recess schedule calendar for year 2023, recommending the board to 1, establish and approve the proposed Board of Public Works holiday and recess schedule for calendar year 2023. And this item is going to be presented by Dr. Campos. Dr. Campos?
Good morning, everyone. Again, Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. This item before you is a routine administrative item that is presented at the end of every calendar year, setting the holiday and recess schedule for the following calendar year of 2023. The proposed item, in accordance to Board Rule Number 1, that allows your board to establish the recess period, is proposing 23 non-meeting days during calendar year 2023. Those 23 days include 11 legal holidays that are afforded to all city employees, and also 4 faith-based non-holidays and 8 recess days. In comparison to the City Council just adopted their 2023 calendar year recess calendar on November 29, 2022. Their recess period includes about 42 days in comparison to what's before you at about 23 days, non-meeting days. The big days, or the highest number of concentration days, are included in the recess period for summer and then also winter. Our recess period is proposed at 3 days in comparison to council at about 10 days, whereas our winter recess is proposed at 7 days from December 22nd, 2023, all the way through January 5th, 2024, in comparison to City Council at 8 days. Therefore, we are proposing that your board consider and approve the holiday and recess calendar year, setting this to 2023 for 23 non-meeting days during the calendar year. I do want to highlight one thing, that the board president, at the discretion of the board president, we could add or amend this schedule during the calendar year if you wish to add any more or delete any of those days as well. But what's before you is a proposal to approve the calendar year recess period for 2023. And I'll take any questions that your board may have.
Any questions, objections, any additional days that you would want to add? Any extra weeks you want to add in there? I'm hearing none. Everybody seems to be comfortable with this schedule, Dr. Campos. But correct, if there's anything we need to add, we will make sure that we have it on the additional schedule. Okay. I'm not hearing anyone with objections. Okay. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 4 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. I think I heard Dr. Davis second it? Yes. Dr. Campos is the first by Vice President Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 4 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Nobody wanted to add extra days. I was open for discussion. No, not even Happy National Pancake Day would have been a good one too. Moving on to item number 5. This is in Council District 6. This is an AFE for South Coast Air Quality Management District. From the Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $25,000, new adjusted amount of $40,000 to encumber funds to pay for the fees and licenses. This authority is requested for the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th of 2023 and covers the Donald C. Tillman Water Reclamation Plant within Council District 6. And this morning, we have Mr. Ronald Mayuyu joining us via Zoom.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Madam President, distinguished commissioners. My name is Ron Mayuyu, LA Sanitation and Environment. As mentioned, Bureau of Sanitation and Office of Accounting are requesting the board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $25,000. This authority for expenditure is to encumber sewer construction and maintenance funds to pay for the fees and licenses as requested by the South Coast Air Quality Management District, or SCAQMD, a state regulatory agency. SCAQMD has the authority to impose fees for necessary equipment, permits and permit renewals, annual emissions, and various other fees as outlined in SCAQMD Rule 301. This authority is requested for the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, and covers the Donald C. Tillman Water Reclamation Plant within CD6. There's no impact to the general fund, and funds are being encumbered in advance to prevent late payment once the invoice is received. The fee is variable and cannot be determined in advance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayuyu, for this report. Is this something that we usually pay every year?
Yes, we do. We pay this every year.
Okay, understood. Any questions, colleagues? See none. Any comments? Objections? Great. This is something we have to do. We have to pay our bills every year. And just my last question, was this roughly the same amount, or has it gone slightly higher now?
It has gone up and continuously go up every year. And the issue also is that we don't have any control how much it's going to go up. So we just have to go with whatever's raised. AQMD has raised the fees, and we have to pay for it.
Agreed. Thank you very much. This is something we do have to pay. Okay, colleagues, I don't see any concerns or objections regarding item number 5. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 5 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 5 forward and forthwith.
Yes, absolutely. We'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Is that an aye? It's an aye. Thank you. Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
Thank you. This motion is adopted and carries unanimous.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayuyu, for joining us via Zoom. Happy holidays. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day. Moving on to item number 6, this is also an AFE in Council District 11 for the Southern California Gas Company. Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $109,472.80, new adjusted amount of $636,472.87 to increase established funding to pay natural gas utility fees for building, heating, boilers, and Hyperion bioenergy facility operations at Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant. This authority is requested for the period of July 1st, 2021 to June 30th of 2022. And this morning we have Mr. Murillo here.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Good morning, President Garcia, board members, Dr. Campos. My name is Octavio Murillo. I'm here representing the Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant, and I'm here to request increase in established funding to pay for natural gas utility fees for building heating, as you mentioned, process boilers that provide steam, and the Hyperion bioenergy facility, the operations of it. Following a review of encumbrances established for fiscal year 21-22, it was determined that an additional $636,472 would be requested to pay projected natural gas utility fees for invoices for the previous fiscal year. This is coming out of the sewers operations and maintenance funds. There is no impact to the general fund. And I'm open to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Murillo, for your report. Any questions, colleagues? Concerns, comments, objections? Just to be clear, this is also a bill that we have to pay every year.
That's correct.
And this is basically our gas that we use at the Hyperion plant.
Right. And
Okay.
each year it has been increasing.
So we got to pay our bills.
It's bills, and we got to pay them to keep people warm, keep the process going, so, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. I'm not seeing any objections. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 6 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 6 forward and forthwith.
Yes, let's start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Murillo, for your time. Happy holidays.
Yeah,
And good to
likewise.
see you.
Nice to see you too.
Look forward to seeing you next year.
Will do.
Bye-bye. Moving on to item number 7, colleagues. This is an administrative item in all council districts. We do not have presenters for the next 2 items. This is the first item, number 7. It's the mayor has approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of the Bureau of Engineering to execute the personal services contracts with pre-qualified on-call consulting firms for as-needed appraisal services and full-service right-of-way services. Is there a second to my motion to adopt and receive item number 7?
Second.
I hear the Commissioner Corson and Dr. Davis eagerly approving number 7. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by Commissioner Corson and Dr. Davis to adopt and receive item number 7.
Yes, we'll start the voting tabulation next. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Last item on today's agenda, it's also in all council districts. The mayor has approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of Bureau of Street Services to execute the proposed contract with Shaheen and Associates for payment condition support. Is there a second to my motion to adopt and receive item number 8?
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by Vice President Villegas to adopt and receive item number 8.
Yes, we'll start the voting tabulation now. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimous. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Dr. Campos. Dr. Campos, that was the last of our items. Does that clear today's desk?
That is correct, yes.
Great, thank you so much, colleagues. It's 11:11 a.m. on December 14, and this meeting is now officially adjourned. Have a good rest of the week, everyone.